Alright guys, this is your second video. This one is about your conclusion paragraph. So hopefully you're only coming to this video if you have already finished writing your introduction paragraph and you are ready to type up your conclusion. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And basically this one's a little different. This one has 3 parts to it. I've already gotten mine down there at the bottom, so don't start reading that yet, but I want you to notice that I color coded it, and I'm going to kind of walk you through the 3 parts of your conclusion here. So the very first part, you actually need a transition word, and I'm going to make this really easy for you. I want you to choose one of these 6, or is that 7? 7. So you could choose something like clearly, all in all, as you can see, in summary, in conclusion, obviously, and to sum up. Having a transition word like this at the end of your paragraph, or at the end of your paper, I should say, at the start of your conclusion paragraph, is a really great way to wrap everything up. That's the whole job of a conclusion paragraph, is all about wrapping all of these topics up. So that means that when we read, we would know that this is going to be the very end of your paragraphs, okay? So you can see that the one that I chose was as you can see. It does not matter which one you choose at all. And in fact, it should just try to flow a little bit with the next part, which is your reminder of your 3 topics. Now, if you can see in mine, as you can see is obviously not its own sentence because that's not a complete sentence. It's going to be part of my next sentence, which is this thing right here, your reminder of your 3 topics. So the reason that we do this, it just says we want to remind the reader of the 3 topics you wrote about your you wrote your 3 paragraphs about, and we want to try to add some adjectives to describe your topics. So I underlined my adjectives to show you kind of what I did here. So let me read this first sentence of my conclusion paragraph. It says, as you can see, Australia has some interesting animals, wonderful Aboriginal people, and school that compares to the U.S. I don't like the way that sounds, but I'll change that later. For now, I want you to notice that I have adjectives for the first 2, and it's okay to not have them for all. It didn't make sense for my last one, but it did for the first part. So I said, Australia has some interesting animals, some wonderful Aboriginal people, and I think I just need the word A in there, and a school that compares to the U.S. No, I don't want A. I think maybe I would say something like, and schools, there we go, that compare to the U.S. And get rid of that S, okay? All right, so that's my first sentence. My first sentence is going to be one of these transition words and then a reminder of my 3 topics, okay? The last thing that you need is kind of that food for thought. What we mean by that is like, you want your person to continue to be excited about your country, and so what's going to be the thing that you sort of leave them with at the very end? So this says it's time to wrap up your paragraph with a final thought. Should they visit your country, it's basically your opportunity to sort of speak to your reader. So I said, I bet you're going to want to go plan your trip to the land down under right away. You'll notice just for fun, I tried to make sure I didn't say the word Australia again, because my person is probably really sick of hearing the word Australia after 5 full paragraphs. So you don't have to, but it is kind of fun to think about a new and exciting way to mention the name of your country, okay? So that's it. A conclusion is really simple. It is simply meant to be sort of that final wrap-up of everything that you've done. So I left it up there at the top. As you can see, Australia has some interesting animals, wonderful Aboriginal people, and schools that compare to the U.S. I bet you're going to want to go plan your trip to the land down under right away. So here's your to-dos for today. You want to open up that same Word document you did yesterday. Again, you might want to make sure they've been combined together. This time you're starting a new paragraph after your last research question. So basically this is going to be the last thing that you have done. And then it wants you to write your transition word. Then you want to finish that with your reminder of your 3 topics. You can write one more sentence to your reader just to simply wrap up the essay, and then save, and you're done. So this is an example, since I have you here in this video, as a reminder for you. Hopefully what you're ready to do now is to open up your computer open up a Word document and get started. But I want to remind you to keep this video open, and it might be helpful to have this screen open and you maybe pause right here. Whatever's going to help you be able to write this, that's what this video is meant for. So you can go ahead and pause wherever you need to, and so that way you can access this page while you type up your final copy, okay? Or your conclusion paragraph. Obviously, if you want to run anything by me, you can totally log into Zoom office hours. I would love to hear your intros and your conclusions and give you advice or feedback if you need any, okay?